Okay, I think we maybe may start like step by step, and devotees will join us meanwhile. And well, if you don't know Krishna Kanta, then you should. I don't know if every devotee here is familiar with your and your beautiful service to Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktisundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj, and this beautiful place, Villa Govinda, that is filled with love and affection and so beautiful service of devotees. And you managed to gather such a nice company like around you and all the devotees that are now in Villa Govinda and arriving like more and more every year. Everybody who has the chance to visit Villa Govinda at least one time knows that this is really true, and how this place is blooming. Like every year is more and more beautiful. So thank you very much, for being like this. And of course, I encourage all the devotees to ask question in like any language, Russian, Ukrainian, Italian, English. We will translate it, and please, you can make it by voice or type it in the chat box. Uh, I'm sure, Krishna Kanta had many things to share because she's like a devotee almost all her life. And while devotees are thinking, I actually always adore to listen some stories about Srila Gurudev from his most, like from the devotees that had been with him for such a long time. And I remember these beautiful photos that you made while being with Srila Gurudev. So please, maybe I don't know. I know it's maybe hard, like when you've been so much time with the Gurudev, just to pick some story or some fact, or but still we know that this connection is like eternal. Yeah. So maybe there were some thoughts last time, or something you remembered last time while Srila Gurudev was in Villa Govinda, or while you had been with him in India. So please share with us some good things, thoughts, and memories of Srila Gurudev. Would you be so kind?
My dandavats to all the devotees that came in the meantime as you were speaking. And Banavi, I haven't seen for a long time. Now I see her on Zoom here. And Gabriella hiding. But so yeah, it's very difficult for me to speak about this because I have a very bad memory. So I need someone, who was there with me and say, do you remember when this happened? And then things start to come to my memory. Otherwise, if you ask me, share something where you were with Gurudev, it's very difficult, but I'll try to remember something. And also I want to say one thing first, because Srila Madhusudan Maharaj always big mouth speaking about me, many things, blah, blah, blah. I mean, he is very kind and generous with me in his glorification. But, and last time he said I gave my life to Gurudev, but I want to rectify this sentence, because actually what's happened is I didn't have a life before meeting Gurudev. This was I was thinking those days, that actually he gave me life, and then what shall I do with this life? Just, try to use it for him in his service. And because really before meeting Srila Gurudev and all the devotees, I was totally pointless. I mean, my life has no meaning. I was looking for a meaning, and I was looking for a place, a project, or something where I could put myself, my energy, but I couldn't find anything. So finally I met Srila Gurudev, and he gave me life, he gave me a purpose to live for. So this is one thing. And then what can I say? Many things happened. When I joined, I was very new, I already told, I didn't know anything, and I took initiation. I only knew Krishna is beautiful, and he wears a peacock feather, he has beautiful flower garland on his neck, he played the flute with the gopis, and is eternally young and beautiful. And I was like, wow, very nice. I want to join. So I took initiation, but this is the only things I knew. And then when I went back the second time to India, I was most of the time spending my time in Calcutta with Bhakti Lalita mostly. And we were doing books distribution, door to door, office to office in all Calcutta after lunch. Non-app, we would go preaching in the downtown. And I was carrying the bag because I didn't speak English. So I was learning how to speak in English. I was learning what is Krishna consciousness. And yeah, and so many things. And every time when we were coming back from our preaching seva, then we returned to Calcutta to the Gandham Park temple, and Gurudev would be also coming back from his service, going around the city, also doing things for the mission, meeting the lawyer, meeting this, that. And then he would have dinner, and I used to sit when he went in front of him or by the side, like in the veranda with him when he had dinner, because we didn't have much time to be with him. Because, in the morning we have darshan with him, we would meet with him and he would talk. But then we were out all afternoon doing the service, and then we missed him. Then when we go back, we want to be with him like before going to sleep, And so he was there peacefully sitting, eating, taking his prasadam. And one day, our very affectionate Uncle Chidananda Prabhu, with affection to Gurudev, he said, please don't stay here as Gurudev is taking prasadam, just leave him some space. And I felt so bad, Actually, yes, I felt like, yes, I'm disturbing Gurudev. What am I doing here? And I was about to leave, but Gurudev said, no, leave her here. We sometimes some mental interaction is going on, and it is necessary to have this. So he was so generous. So he let me stay there and with him as he was taking prasadam, and also after maybe other few devotees. We were very few those days in India. It was maybe summertime also. So not many devotees were there. And he would always have some sweet and personally distribute this sandesh to everyone. Personally, like with the help of his koka, his servitor. At that time was Bimalananda Prabhu. And then he would just distribute his prasadam to everyone present. And it was very sweet. This is one of the memory I have, because it didn't happen just once, but many times this would go on. So it was always nourishing all the devotees, giving his time, giving everything to us. And yeah, so this is one of my sweet memories.
Thank you so much
And
for such a sweet
so
and
many
pleasant
others.
beginning.
And other times I remember going with him on a boat on the Jamuna River. That was also very sweet. He wanted to take us. It was me, myself, and Sundari, Uma Didi, Sundari from Mexico, Uma Didi, and Sita Didi. Very few, mostly lady devotee were there. And then there was also some brahmachari, and probably Chidananda Prabhu. I mean, what's his name? A sannyasi? Now I can't. Siddhanti Maharaj. Siddhanti Maharaj. So, and we were just going along the river Jamuna with our guru. That was on the sunset. Sunset came. It was very nice. His dress. You know how the saffron dress glow in the sunset light. It was like glowing as the sun goes down. He's like glowing like a sun. And also, yes, in Vrindavan and Govardhan, it was really nice to be with him. He was in a very sweet mood there, always singing. So many, most of the time was Kartik, that he would go and stay in Govardhan, Vrindavan during Kartik month. And so he would sing lots of songs like the Damodarastakam, Jaya Radha Madhava, all these songs we sing during the Kartik time. So I had the opportunity to hear from him and learn the tune. I mean, learn the tunes. I mean, not really, but not that I can repeat, but I know how it goes. Not that I can repeat them so nicely, but anyway. So it was, yes, it's very beautiful time. And I was there also when Madre Teresa, Teresa, that monk, not that nun left the world, that Albanian nun who was doing social service in in India. She opened many hospitals serving the poor like that, and she left the body, and Gurudev was like offering her his obeisances, his respect to the departed soul of Madre Teresa. How do you call her? Mother Teresa?
Mother Teresa.
Tata something in English, I don't know. She's
Mother.
in Italy. I don't know about other parts of the country. So anyway, but when I joined, I really didn't know English. And I remember sitting there with many devotees in Navadvip. And I didn't understand the words of what Srila Gurudev was talking about. And plus, it was like, the pastimes of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mahaprabhu, most of the time. And I was just so anxious to learn the English and to understand what he was talking about. That, and I was just sitting there hoping that the vibration would like go into my system somehow, even if I didn't understand anything. And then one day he blessed me. He gave me a boon, a benediction, because some devotee, they wanted to take me to America because they saw I'm very young and enthusiastic. Maybe I can do some service there in Sokel Ashram. And so it was, I think, Yudamanyu Prabhu and Asya they were plotting for taking me there. But I was hesitant and didn't want to leave Srila Gurudev, and I was too new, I want to be there in India with Gurudev. And then I tried to get some excuse not to go, and I say like, well, I don't speak English, I don't know English, I cannot go to America. And then Srila Gurudev said, like, he blessed me, like, English will come to you, like this. And really then very quickly I learned English. And when I went to India, the first time I was with my friend, and everyone was preaching to her. When I met the devotee, when I went to Navadvip, everyone was talking to her because I didn't understand, and they were talking to her. But you see how it doesn't matter, language doesn't matter, because she didn't really get what they were talking about. But I didn't understand anything, but from just the feeling, the heart, the place, the people, something came through, and I wanted to take initiation, and she wasn't affected like that, even though she understood what they were talking about. So, yeah, this is my brief something that I remember now. Maybe more will come. Well, I have another story which I always tell, so maybe you already heard everybody, but it's a fun story. When I was in Puri with Srila Gurudev, there also was a very nice place to be with Gurudev. He would go out shopping, buying the vegetables for the deities for the offering, and he would also, I went with him to buy a stove for cooking for the temple, because he always borrowed a stove when we had festival in Puri. And so he said, why we cannot have one stove ourselves? And then he went out and to the market to looking for a stove. And anyway, and one evening, and that was nice because I was with Sita DD. Oh, this is very sweet story with Sita also. Sita was the personal secretary of Srila Gurudev that time, before Yamuna and before Lalita. And she, this was like 97, 8, something like this. And she heard from Srila Gurudev that it was his desire that the ladies living in the temple would wear like something sober, not too much like rich or anything like that. So she was always trying to wear something white with a border or some, kind of sober sari, very humble. And then we were in Puri, and one day Gurudev goes out with his servant, and he comes back with a couple of sari for Sita, and one was like bright orange. And another one was like also bright, I don't know if green or something, but like very, very bright Indian style kind of sari for Sita to wear. and she was so, shocked to see this. Like, I don't understand. You always say we should wear like something sober, be humble in the temple. And now he comes with this bright sari for me to wear. What is this? And then, of course, she wear it out of affection for him, but it wasn't her style also, but what can I do? My guru gave me this, I have to honor it, right? Like prashadam of Gurudev. So, yeah, this is a sweet story, but the other story I want to say, which probably you already heard, is once we were in Puridam, sitting on the beach, Srila Gurudev, myself, and a group of devotees there. And then Srila Gurudev started talking about like this. He say like this: so many auspicious and inauspicious souls are circumambulating the Dham, and everyone is silent, like with a question mark in their mind, but nobody speaks. And then finally someone finally asked, why inauspicious? And Srila Gurudev said, yes, this is the question I was expecting. And then he started telling the story of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, who was crippled, he was invalid, he couldn't walk. So he had a servant who was carrying him, all over. Whenever he needed to go somewhere, it would carry him. And so one night they are doing the Vrindavan Dham Parikrama, circumambulating the holy Dham. And sorry, I'm late. And as they're circumambulating the Dham, the servant who was carrying Babaji Maharaj on his shoulder was getting tired and thirsty and hungry. And so they saw at some distance, there was a festival going on. So many people celebrating, fire on, and they're eating, chanting like this. And And so he asked to Babaji Maharaj, please, can we stop and take some prasadam here? Because I'm feeling very hungry. Babaji Maharaj said, yes, you can take, but keep it away and wait until tomorrow morning before eating. And then, so what the servant did. And then the next, as soon as the sun comes up, the servant opened the, the cloth where he was keeping that prasadam, and he sees that it's all bones, like. And then Srila Gurudev say, you see, these people, they were actually ghosts having party in the holy dam. So it was like, that's why auspicious and inauspicious souls are always circumambulating the dam, living in the dam. And so I also ask my only question probably that I ever asked to Gurudev since then. I was like, oh, I did ask another couple, but anyway, it was like, do the ghosts have a guru also? And Srila Gurudev's answer was like, yes, Govinda Maharaj. Like, I am the guru of the ghost also. I have ghost disciple too. So anyway, this was a nice ghost story that I always tell because when Srila Gurudev left the world, he also always mentioned that whenever you print a book, no matter how many times you proofread the book, like you read it again and again, check the mistakes and this and that, then when you print and you open, there is some mistake. This is what Srila Gurudev also, he was involved in printing books and all these things. So he knew whenever, and he say, I think that this is the ghost of the printing press, doing this joke to us. And so when Srila Gurudev left, Srila Maharaj had a calendar. Every year he printed a calendar, a Vaishnava calendar with all the dates, the Ekadashi dates on like this. And that year also, before Gurudev left, he printed this calendar that he would then distribute to everyone, as a gift. And then Srila Gurudev left this world, the 28th of March. And on that calendar, we figure out that the 28th of March, that day was missing from the calendar. And Acharya Maharaj noticed that. He was like, I check this calendar so many times, proofread like 100 times. And this very day, the day that Srila Gurudev left, is not there on the calendar. So my theory is that the ghost disciple of the printing press of Srila Gurudev, like for some reason, whatever he had, he didn't put that day on the calendar. Like maybe he tried not to make it happen or something. So yeah, this is a story.
Thank you so much for sweet sharing. And we have already some dandavats and obeisances in our chat box. Seva Rupa Devi Dasi, giving your dandavats, prabhams, and obeisances. Oh, you have there a good friend.
He visits me every day.
What is his name?
I don't know. His doggy.
Looks like very,
Okay.
Oh, hello, Hare Krishna, Hare Bol.
He used men very bad. Okay. Okay, sorry.
One more participant in our Saturday
Yes,
Zoom.
one more.
Why not? Some soul heard about Gurudev and also decided to join. And we have one question from Ananda Rupa. I will translate. Dandavats Krishna Kanta and all the devotees. Please tell us from your experience how we can support like our life interest for the practice and how practitioners can support this like fire of service and faith, including this case when our guru is like not here, yeah, like in distance.
Well,
I think this is a very
I
popular
can say,
question, you know, for the
yeah,
devotees.
I can say the way I do it. I uh, I read Guru Maharaj and Gurudev books again and again. And like now I'm here in Thailand to translate some of the books that I started, but I never finished. They're there in my computer sitting for ages. And then every time, that I go back and I try to revise because, looking for mistakes before it got printed. And every time is something new comes out, like something you feel like you never heard this, or even though you read it or heard so many times, it's just, it's just so amazing. Like some of the, all, all the words of our Guru. So yeah, mostly that, and also try to maintain the promises we made to our Guru to, chant our rounds every day, try to focus on that, and then most important is being the association of devotees as much as possible, of of devotee who we have respect for, who consider higher than us even better, so. And being association doesn't have to necessarily be meaning like physically, but by hearing the lecture, or also hearing Srila Gurudev and Srila Guru Maharaj class on on the video that has been published. And and try to do something, like try to see everything that comes into in your life as an opportunity for service. So try to do things, everything from beginning to end. Like I was reading yesterday or something, like that we should not do something and then offer it to Krishna after, but from beginning we should, whenever we start anything, start with the intention of service. Like it's not that you're cooking and then, oh, okay, I offer this. No, but you're going out, buy vegetables, you do the shopping, you cook, everything along the way, everything you're doing with the intention of serving, the Lord and his devotees. This is in brief.
Yeah,
And
thank you so much.
always get the association of who is inspired. Like for me, I like very much to be it's very inspiring for me. Some devotees like Raikishori, for example, she's Sudarshan Prabhu, but also, many others. It's also inspiring to see new people join and to try to extend, let's say, this Krishna consciousness to others. Try to, digest, assimilate yourself the concept, try to really understand what our Guru are trying to say, and then repeat what you understand to others, And sometimes even maybe we don't understand, but by keep hearing and repeating, then the meaning will be revealed to us. So maybe many things they're not immediately understood. But like when I was with Gurudev, I didn't understand a word of what he was saying. It was English, Sanskrit, Bengali, and topics that I had no idea what they were about. But I had the faith that, just by hearing, the meaning will be revealed. And so now I can see that slowly, I understand more and more. And when I don't understand something, I know I keep it in a room of my brain or somewhere, like things to be understood, to yet. that, you know, they still have not understand, but it doesn't matter, you know, even something that may look so unbelievable, incredible, or like impossible, you know, I'll wait and see, as Srila Gurudev said, wait and see, and things will be revealed. So, yeah, I think this.
And what are your favorite books, or maybe you remember, you know, some books that you've translated with some special affection or attitude?
Everyone is my favorite book, I must say, but a special one was Revealed Truth, because I got that book when I was in India soon, very soon after the disappearance of Srila Gurudev. And so when I start to translate that book, it was just, you know, still in that stage of, you know, Gurudev just left, and you feel like the ground is missing under your feet, and like, what should I do? What will be of me? And reading this book, I feel like Gurudev is here in this book, in his word, and like, you know, it was just like personification of Srila Gurudev. And I think, yes, it still is probably one of my favorites book. Revealed Truth. So many beautiful things there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but also, you know, Srila Maharaj, all the books, sometimes just a line from the book, they're so powerful. And they're enough for all day, for all life even, you know. Such a powerful word from our spiritual master, yeah. Very deep. Deep and deeper and deeper.
Yeah, and I can add that I adore this atmosphere in Villa Govinda when devotees like finished one book and then with such a great enthusiasm talking what next are we going to read. It's you know,
Yeah.
to see this and to be like the part of this is like very, very precious. And we
Yes.
have also questions from Yuvati DD. Dandavat, Krishna Kanta, and everyone. If it is possible, please tell the story how Madhusudan Maharaj came first to Govinda, to Villa Govinda, and how he stayed there finally, found his place. And how are you going to celebrate Maharaj's Vyasa Puja this year?
Well, last question, I don't know yet. And how it came, you know, by the mercy of COVID. Many things happen. So the story is that Srila Madhusudan Maharaj was in India that time when they start to close up all the borders, stop all the flights. And so I think somebody told him, Maharaj, this is happening, because he doesn't read newspaper, he doesn't know anything. But luckily somebody told him. And so he took the last flight out of India, I think, possible, and he went to Thailand. And then he stayed in Thailand for a while. But then also when at some point, you know, nobody could leave Thailand, even foreigners, they had to stay there or something. But then at some point they have to leave. And so Madhusudan Maharaj also had to leave. And for a while he was thinking where I will go, where I will go. And then of course we invited him together with Paramananda. We organized that he would come and stay in Villa Govinda. And then after a few months that he was there, Shantimai Didi had this very genius inspiration to make make him a resident, to get to make him become a resident of Villa Govinda. And because just then they were about to do the Brexit, you know, the England would become separate from Europe, and so it wouldn't be possible anymore for him to stay in Italy unless he would already been there 2 months and would ask the, I don't know if residency or anyway, some documents. So Shantimai, like, she managed to make all the documents necessary so that he could stay there. And this was possible just before Brexit. Now it wouldn't be possible. So everything happened just in time by the will of Sri Krishna and Srila Gurudev, I think. And for many years, we were felt like abandoned in Villa Govinda, like with not a sannyasi or like, you know, some guidance, some authoritative presence. And so I think it was Gurudev's mercy and also sorry, Madhusudan Maharaj feel the same. Like he also feel that Srila Gurudev gave him this opportunity to have a place to stay, because he also in India he couldn't stay any longer. So yeah, this was I think a divine will of the Lord and the mercy of the Lord. So we have the association of Srila Madhusudan Maharaj for a lot during the year. Now he's traveling here and there, but still most of the time he's there with us.
Yeah, it's like perfect match.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, now this very harmonious atmosphere when he's there, and I think everybody can see that he really feels like home also there, you know.
And also more and more devotees are coming, of his disciple coming to visit, coming to stay for longer periods. So yeah, for a long time we were just few of us, you know, in Villa Govinda. So now we have like coming and going so much that I have to come here to be by myself. I'm joking.
And
I mean,
deities came after him, yeah, after he already was a resident. Deities, I mean, Radha
the
Krishna and
deities came
Mahaprabhu.
after, yes. So after a while that Srila Madhusudan Maharaj was there, we saw, and so many devotees are coming and wanting to stay, and like this, we thought it was time for, you know, time as mature to invite the deities. And so I knew that Avadut Maharaj is the deity man. If you looking for deities, ask Avadut Maharaj. He's always very enthusiastic about deities. And Dandavat Shamapriya. And so I just mentioned to him, Maharaj, what do you think about installing the deities in Villa Govinda? And then he like almost immediately start to, I think he was in Jaipur or about to go, and he start searching all shops, all the where they make the sculptures, they make deities, and then he came to this one and he saw these deities and he sent a picture, and I think he say like, I think they're very beautiful. And because in the beginning we were hesitant, we were thinking maybe just Mahaprabhu to begin with, but then he sent me this picture of Radha and Govinda, of like Gandharvika Gopinath now, and he said, you know, if you, and I was hesitant because everyone was hesitating actually, so I feel pressure like, oh my gosh, now what can I do? And then Avadut Maharaj say, okay, you know, I'm gonna get them anyway, and I will install them somewhere. But you think about, if you want, you know, I give them to you. But if not, I will, because they're too beautiful, you know. And so then, yeah, well, then we just surrender, and we thought, come on. After 20 years of worshiping Shri Giriraj, we decided it was a time. And also because in the very beginning of Villa Govinda, Srila Gurudev asked us if we want the deities to be installed. But you know, that time we were so new, so young, and we just start Villa Govinda, you know how it is to start something, you know, the startup is very, very energy taking, to say the least, you know. So we were, and also that time I was sick, and so the answer that just automatically, spontaneously came out of my mouth when he said, "Do you want DT installation?" I said, "No." It's like, oh gosh, it's too much, you know, please. And so he never pushed, but he did gave the measurement of the altar eventually, and you know, that it would be good for that room. And so after 20 years, we decided that maybe we are ready also. And so that
And
was like,
everybody who has not seen yet the deities of Villa Govinda, you can find them on Instagram. And also, please make sure you've noticed the beautiful altar that like handmade, painted by Krishna Kanta and Munindra Mahan Prabhu. It's really absolutely a piece of art. And I encourage devotees to be more active. We still have like 15, 20 minutes. And yeah, Narayani confirms that the most beautiful deities and the altar, well, we know that all deities are the most beautiful.
one more
And
beautiful than the other.
yes, um, also, you know, it's always like a very important topic for devotees, like how to overcome some difficulties that one way or another come into our life according to our karma or whatever else. Like we have to, you know, face this some difficult circumstances. And how was your experience? And you know, I sometimes I think what. Helps devotees not to think like why me, you know, that the Lord is punishing us or something like this. What helps you to find this strength, you know, to accept it?
Well, this is the question they always do to Raiki Shori and Sudarshan Prabhu and the Lindbergh family. They're the best answer given to this. But I can tell my personal things. I mean, you know, of course, there is that famous verse, Tattenu Kampan, like how we should see the environment. You know, there is a first level, like what coming to us, we should first see it as our karma, you know, knocking at our door. So, you know, it's something that unavoidable. Whatever we did, we have to get the reaction for that. So, and Guru Maharaj said, if we can humbly take that, like bow our head down, then with humility and tolerance, accept this, then very quickly this will go over our head, will be finished, you know. It's our karma coming to get is a satisfaction, is payment. But in a higher level, it's not just our karma, but we should see as the grace of the Lord, who wants that we finish quickly our karma. And so in a very intense way, is like concentrated all our karma to happen one time, so that it will be quickly over. So we will accept it as a grace that coming to us, so we can, in a fastest way, go back to, you know, our Lord. And as far as I'm concerned, when I was sick with leukemia, I was receiving lots of treatments, all kind of colorful medication, blue, red, orange, this, that. And then my meditation was on two things. One was Parikshit Maharaj, you know, in the Bhagavatam, is this king that you all know, the story of Parikshit Maharaj. He has 1 week left to live. And so he got all the sages and rishis and Gyani of his, you know, of his time to give him advice about how to spend in the most beneficial way these 7 days he has left to live. And so I was thinking about him, and of course the answer, was like to engage in the Lord, in the service of the Vaishnava and of the Lord. And then the other story I would remember in my mind was the Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj was tortured by his father. And when I was receiving the chemo that was making me vomit, or like I was feeling like all the world was turning around me. And I mean, I was sick in so many ways. I was thinking like, feeling like Prahlad Maharaj being tortured by his father. But he, he was absorbed in the thought of Vishnu all the time, and he wasn't affected by any of this. Of course I was, but I was trying to be like him, like to remember the Lord and to pray Krishna and to chant the holy name as much as possible. And like this. And I had the fortune to have many sweet devotees coming to visit. Even Lalita Didi came from India, because that time Srila Gurudev was still alive. And I know Lalita, she would never leave her guru's feet for like any reason, you know. But she came to see me, and I was, she's my best friend. And she came and stayed with me. And also Sarasvati Didi, she came from London just to be with me sometimes. She gave me massage. So what can I say? It was the most fortunate time of my life, actually, because also Gurudev was so affectionate. He wrote me many letters. And in that time, we got Villa Govinda. So because I was thinking, which way we shall engage. And we already got the news that Villa Govinda was on sale. So before I went back, because I had leukemia when I was in India, just the last days. I was sweating at night so much and didn't know what it was. But when I arrived in Italy, then feeling weak for so many days and always sleepy, and that until I did the checkup, and then they told me, this is what you have. And so when yes, when I was in India, if a phone call came that Villa Govinda was on sale, and so we went back like all excited, and but I was sick, but still, during all the treatment we did the, how do you say, the agreement, and all this like things was going on about our proposal to buy the things and this and that, and trying to get a loan from the bank, and all these things were going on as I was in the hospital taking treatment, coming out, in and out, in and out. And then finally we went to sign the contract. And the lawyer, when I think I was just finished the bone marrow transplant, and I had like fever or something. I don't know. I was wearing a mask because I couldn't. I should have been isolated from anybody because my immune system was very, very low. I didn't have actually immune system, almost. And so anyway, in this condition, I went and signed, thinking, okay, this is my last, 7-day life. I have 7-day life to live, to life. Anyway, whatever. And this is, what I'm doing. I sign now, maybe I will die, maybe not. But then I survived. So I'm still here talking about it. And as still, and also all the service that we did, just after signing, we had to do so many things. And yes, I was doing it with this idea, maybe I will die, maybe this is my last chance. So it was very inspiring for me, this situation.
Thank
So,
you.
so we can
Such
find
a-
inspiration in trouble also. I actually
Thank you
more
so much.
inspired when I am in difficulty than when I am relaxed. It's like Kunti Devi, she prayed for more trouble to come, I kind of understand that. Trouble comes because that means Krishna is coming to save us, Krishna will come and you remember more about Krishna. Otherwise, when everything goes well and you just like, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, yes, I can chant, or maybe not, maybe I can just do something else. Like that, relaxed mood. So we should embrace difficulty and difficult time. Yeah,
Thank
this
you
is
so
my
much for such fair sharing. And we have also a question from Narayani. She said that our mind mood can be different, but still service should like maintain every time like stable. What is more important, our mood mind or like the result? So the service should be done like in any mood, What is more important?
Not sure. Can you repeat? Again?
Like we can be in a different mind mood, yeah, like more hesitated
Okay,
or
okay.
something like, but service should be done like stable, like all the time. Service should continue. So what is more important, to put attention on our mood mind or like for the result of our service?
Well, with our intelligence, we should always try to control our mind. And sometimes we just have to ignore our mind. Just shut up. Shut up, mind. I have to do my service. Or we can please mind, get in the proper mood. Don't be my enemy, be my friend. Like this. Yeah, because we are very unreliable servitor because we follow our mind too much. But we have to make our mind our friend. So yeah, we have to try to control her. This is our practice, actually, our sadhana. You doing yoga, so this vritti, they're always agitating our mind, or our mind goes everywhere, this side, that side, but this mood, that mood, and we should try to be focused and not always. And also I was reading recently, sometimes when you have to train a horse, like the horse is like the mind. So sometimes they say you have to let it go for a while because otherwise it will revolt too much. But you let it go for a while and then gently bring it back, But so we should always be aware that our mind is not always our friend, but sometimes maybe we can, just give some time, but always in the background. We have to have the idea that I give you sometimes, but, just for a better, you know, purpose. Like, it's like when you have to step back if you have to jump, you have to take some, I don't know in English, you have to gain some ground so that you can run, and then make a bigger jump. So sometimes it's like that. We have to go a little backwards so that we can overcome an obstacle that is maybe big. So we can collect our energy like this. I don't know if it's...
Yeah, Narayani, are you happy with the answer?
Yeah, because,
Thank you so
our
much.
mood is always, we are always victim of our mood. Sometimes we will be, but we cannot always be victims. Yeah, sometimes we have to win. I mean, we can lose some battle here and there, but we have a war. as you all know. We have a war to fight. So not all the battle will be the winner, but at the end, we have to keep our focus, our ideal. And sooner or later, we'll be victorious. I'm also here because I'm taking some step backwards. I'm trying to figure out what is Krishna consciousness. I need some I need some space to understand what is this. What am I doing, you know? So I'm here trying to hear Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, and translating their books so I can focus more. And because sometimes we just do, but we lose the focus. It's happening. And so we need to do whatever necessary to you know, be focus on our aim, you know.
Yeah, thank
Collect
you
some
so much.
energy. Yeah.
And I think we still have like a couple of minutes for the last question from Sevarupa DD. Dear Krishna Kanta and dear devotees, can we use the same approach of how to see the environment when both so-called good and bad things that are coming to us? Because when good things are coming, I feel more attracted to than when bad things are coming. Yeah, so one more time, like, can we use the same approach of how to see the environment?
You know what Guru Maharaj said about good or bad in this world? They are all bad. Everything is bad. Everything is just an illusion. But so, you know, good or bad is really a very relative point of view, because we see this much of reality, really, like very tiny bits of what's happening in reality. And, you know, as Guru Maharaj do the example of kids, when a mother is maybe chastising the kids, giving a slap or something, and maybe a strange person comes there and say, how cruel this mother, but it's not cruel. She's doing this for the good of her kids, because the kids has to learn the lesson. So it's out of affection, actually. So also we should see, as Guru Maharaj, Gurudev say, that beyond the screen, beyond what appear to us, is the benevolent eyes of the Lord, who is our friend, is not our enemy. So everything that's happened we should be confident that is coming from him and is for our improvement, for our benefit. It's not anything happened because it's vindicative or something like this, or because they want to harm us or like that. So yes, we can apply to the environment also. So the environment is, we have acquired ourselves also. We say the result of our karma, as Guru Maharaj said, you know, a bad worker quarrel with his own stool instead of tools, you know. You eat, you pass stool, you should not complain that about that. It's the result, you know, of your eating. So the result of our karma will come in front of us. And as I was saying before, that we have to accept it first as our karma, and secondly as the mercy of the Lord in a higher level. Yes?
Thank you so much. Sevarupa, give us
Rupa,
some
nice
feedback.
to see you.
Okay, dear devotees, dear Krishna Kanta DD, thank you so much for
Thank you
really such,
all.
you know, sweet and home comfort
Nick Farmhouse
conversation,
there. Okay, and
beautiful
everyone,
sharing.
sorry, I don't see everyone's name, or so please forgive me. And Nazar, I saw before, was there, Gadadar, and so many, Shamapriya. And you know, we are having a little middle summer festival in Villa Govinda. Everyone is welcome to come if you can. It's in August. Yes, Shamapriya, try to come. Oh, and Nirupama there? No, who's there? I cannot see.
Yes,
I
yes,
know.
it's Nirupama.
Nirupama, Dandavats. And so, yes, if you can come, we will celebrate Madhusudan Maharaj Appearance Day. I mean, there's a puja, then Balaram, and I think also Janmashtami. So you're welcome to come. Yes. Okay. Dandavats, everybody. Thank you for inviting me. Jai Srila
Thank you for
Gurudev.
sharing with us.
Thank
Jai.
you. Dandavats, Dandavats.
And I'm also reminding that you can watch this Zoom offline on the YouTube channel Mahamandala. Yes, Narayani, I think the name is. So please join us online, offline. Next Saturday will be like in 2 weeks. So you already know the schedule. And have a good weekend, dear devotees. Jai Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda
Bye.
Dev Goswami Maharaj, and
Bye.
Jai Krishna Kanta Devi Dasi. Thank you so much for one more time for this sharing. Amra Achi. Bye bye, everybody. Hugs and have a beautiful Seva.